How's it going, guys? Mick Ambrose from All About Tech. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to another video. We are fast approaching the end of the first quarter, and this is a video about Electroneum and have they succeeded in what they have set out to accomplish this quarter. The simple answer, in my opinion, is absolutely, if not they've exceeded their expectations massively. I've got a copy of the goals that they had for the quarter. Wait for it. There it is. And let's look into each of these points, what they've done to accomplish it, basically. So, quarter one goals, 1 million live users. Technically it's not at 1 million users yet, but by the end of the month it will be over 1 million users. So that is an accomplishment. And even to set, like, they set the goal of 1 million users like quite high, in my opinion. Like, to gain 1 million users in 4 months in a cryptocurrency, where at the moment cryptocurrency is all over the media as being on like a double-edged sword. Which side which side are you on, basically? To be able to accomplish 1 million users as an altcoin, because obviously all the attention's focused on Bitcoin, and for them to gain 1 million users is absolutely fantastic. Largest ever ICO in history, by amount of contributors, and there will be many millions more users to come. So that's that point. Secure a user reach of 100 million. Well, they've stumbled right across that and gone down to Wonderland, because they've pretty much doubled that, and that is by putting the partnerships in place to expose themselves to the users, exposing themselves to mobile customers by linking up with mobile operators, with telecoms transactions giants like Zeus, what's it called? Fanfare, yeah, Fanfare, B Media, and there's big, as Richard L said, monster deals to come, which is just going to increase this number massively. I mean, it's already sitting at around 200 million exposure, so it's only going to get better. They've absolutely smashed that. If you want to check out exactly how many millions of users, it's all over the website. I don't need to go on it, because I know that the majority of you have already been on Electroneum's website, or you're about to go on Electroneum's website, because if you haven't, you should. And check out it's on their website. List on major exchanges. Now this is a tough one to answer, because exchanges has been slow for Electroneum, but nonetheless we eventually got onto KuCoin, which is a great exchange, a really good exchange. We've already got Cryptopia, but they're not really a big exchange, but they do have a big volume for Electroneum. I know they're still having issues with their wallet and everything, but with listings fees paid for Electroneum to be listed, and the other hit BTC, which is is imminent. They will happen. Richard Els has come out to say that they're in the queue basically now, and it's down to hit BTC to make sure they get listed. So I'd say they've succeeded in terms of exchanges for the first quarter. They were never gonna get onto every big exchange in such a short period of time. I mean, Binance, Bitphoenix, Bittrex. It's just it doesn't happen overnight. Like it might be cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency is fast paced and it's volatile, but at the same time, Electroneum isn't a cryptocurrency where they just aim, they don't have a use case, they don't have a team, they just put a coin out there to be traded. That's not what Electroneum is. Electroneum is a company. It's a company with a real use case and a product for mass market. So exchanges need to be aware of that, and they need to understand what it is they're doing, how they're doing it, and then list them. And Richard Els also went on to say in his video that it's much easier for ERC20 tokens to be listed, mainly because if they run on the Ethereum blockchain, and then an exchange can literally just list them one after the other, whereas as Electroneum's an actual coin, a currency, it needs to be audited and, well, basically for consumer protection. So you can't blame that. But yeah, I'm gonna say that's been accomplished. Grow Electroneum team. They have been growing it. If you watch the Facebook live video that they did a little tour of their offices. They've got 2 floors now, and the top floor looks it looks so professional. I mean, if I was a company coming in a potential partnership and they took me up to their office, I'd be heavily impressed. Especially considering a lot of cryptocurrencies don't even have an office; they're just working out of their bedroom or their garage or something. They've got proper offices with real staff, growing team members, and he even went into a bit more detail about the more people that are coming as well, and people are just serving out their notice period. So they've absolutely smashed that. What's great about Electroneum is that they're treating it as a business. It is actually a company. It's a corporation. It's not just a cryptocurrency to be traded on every exchange known to man with no use case. They're constantly developing, and they're constantly, hey, a new subscriber. Welcome, Keys Wick. Is that how you say it? I'm really sorry if I didn't pronounce it properly. But welcome to the channel. Listing on I was about to say listing on. I'm past that point. But yeah, they've grown the team massively. Well, not at a massive rate. I mean, they don't need hundreds of staff. Richard expressed that they needed more staff because they were completely surprised with how successful Electroneum was at launch, and that is a massive compliment to it. So they've absolutely succeeded in that sense. And then the last one, launched the mobile miner. I will give them that because it's launched. It's officially launched on Android. Everyone that keeps grilling them about iOS, it's not their fault. Apple, everyone knows how stingy are. Everyone knows how stingy Apple are when it comes to listing apps on their on their platform. I mean, it goes through a heavy process. I mean, you can literally have your app rejected for one tiny little bug that doesn't change the way anything runs, but one tiny little thing, and they will reject it. But the app runs absolutely fine. Apple they're not that into cryptocurrency, and only a couple of apps have made it through. But Richard Els he said that he's using those examples that have made it through. That he's using those examples to basically say, look, well, we're in the mix. We've got 1 million users. We should be on your platform. And in terms of going out to the masses anyway, like Richard said, it's the big aim is for developing countries where it's all Android. Like iPhones are it's a first world problem. If that sounds rude. I'm sorry. um, but no, iPhones, iOS, it'll eventually come, but the majority of users are on Android, and that is what Electroneum have accommodated for first and foremost. But the iOS app is ready to go. It's just waiting on that Apple to do what they've got to do to get it pushed past into the App Store. And when I say everybody knows how anal Apple are, everybody knows how anal Apple are. For God's sake, they do what they want basically, and they're a massive company, and you don't want to be nagging them every 2 seconds because it's just gonna piss them off. And that's the same thing for exchanges as well. Massive exchanges, you don't want to be nagging them every 2 seconds because it'll just piss them off. But yeah, that's the first quarter. They've succeeded in my eyes. They've exceeded expectations. And the future is looking extremely positive, especially after seeing that Facebook video yesterday. If you haven't checked it out yet, go to Electroneum's official Facebook page. The video's there for everyone to view now, even after the live feed happened. But you look at the space they're working in, etc., and it's professional. It's professional. It works. It's what corporations like to see when it comes to partnerships and stuff like that. So it just hold on to your Electroneum, because once they start announcing this patented technology and these big mobile operators, and bearing in mind everybody's expecting Electroneum to moon now, when they've not even started the whole accepting Electroneum as a method of payment yet. It's not even been rolled out yet, and that's not happening until the second quarter. It's a process. It's a brand new company. They need time to set up everything, and then once everything is working, everything is up and running, and people are using their Electroneum to buy data and for their smartphone, and using the Electroneum to buy their coffee or whatever, and to buy within gaming and things like that. Once ETN's being used, then the price will increase, because it will then hold a value. It will be an asset that holds value, just like gold. Gold holds value based on how valuable people think it is. And that's the same with cryptocurrency. It's got nothing to do with the supply and demand. Plays a little bit of a deal with it, because if there's more supply than demand, then people don't need to pay as much. Because if there's more people selling than there is buying, then the price is gonna go down, because they'll be selling it cheaper. But once the demand comes from kicking off the whole integration of accepting Electroneum as a method of payment and using it all across the world, watch Electroneum, because it is going to be big. It is going to be huge. I'm probably going to even end up being completely surprised with just how big it gets. So anyway, that's today's episode, guys. I'm recording videos in advance because I go to work for the whole weekend now, but I'm scheduling videos to be uploaded on each day that I'm at work, so you still get some content. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm trying to bring good quality content to you guys on a daily basis now, even with working full time and going to college full time. Just so I can. Well, I want to build a good informative channel where it's not just about hype and it's not about FUD. It's about information, and it's about information that's analysed and fed back to fed back to you guys, the public, basically. So yeah, stick around, subscribe to the channel, because that's the kind of content I want to bring to you guys, and I think that's the kind of content that is valuable, not overhype stuff, because it's not valuable information. But anyway, I'll check you guys out in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you later, guys. Have a good weekend.